doors. It's good to give people self-esteem and give them the rah-rah speech and yada yada. It's good for all of that. But if that's not getting them to where they want to be financially, so they can make things happen, so they can sew back in, so they can pass it to the next, then we are failing.
Can I? Thank you so much for calling in. One of the things that is the natural side of what it is that I'm personally called to do and that we're doing as a congregation is that we are doing just that. When I talk about purpose, it's not just confined to the four walls of the church.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. Our topic tonight is Spirit of Thanksgiving. And I have in the studio with me my husband, Titus James. Woo!
Titus. Hello. Titus James. Titus.
We up here. This man we like off the chain because we not, it's right before. I can say it's right before a holiday. Nobody, when you at work, nobody's. Everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
This is the reality
of
the world that we're living in. A lot of young people don't have the information that is necessary to have healthy lives. And a lot of the organizations that are geared towards young people don't have individuals that are going to be as honest as this gentleman.
One of the issues that I have with this quote-unquote Christian nation that we live in is
it's
that
not just the Christians,
being religious.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Hey, what's up? Can we get the Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host Nate. I'm really damp and wet. And a blast from the past, Mr. HullyWood has joined us. He's back.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Sound like he had a long night too.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the body right. We're not going to be sultry today. But we're here today. We have an awesome show. We have a caller that's calling in. I can't hear anything. It's not on? Oh, yeah, it is. So we have an awesome show today. We have Mr. Dawan Packy Williams. He was a young man who recorded on Facebook Live an incident, a non, what was the word I was about to use? A non-routine police stop.
Okay.
And he recorded it on live. And he's going to be calling in shortly. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll have Miss Ericka Bridgeford. She created and started the whole Ceasefire in Baltimore project. And now it's called Ceasefire 365. So they're taking it as a year-round initiative to help curb violence and murders in the city of Baltimore. So we'll be talking to her at 8 o'clock. So definitely stay tuned for that. But we have a couple of minutes before Mr. Dawan calls in. And how you doing, sir?
Oh, man.
Late night, huh?
Late nights. Like,
late nights.
I'm doing, managing.
You managing?
Day by day.
Day by day.
Day by day.
Day by day.
But besides that, I've been I've been trying to stay positive, stay motivated. I had stepped back from Facebook for a second and had to gather myself together. For the ones who don't know, my wife passed away, so I was just mentally going through some things with that, and so
He's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
Slowly progressing back, but I'm back.
There we go. Ooh, I'm ghetto. Sorry. Sorry, that's me being ghetto, people. Sorry about that. And it's not going to turn off. Like, it's going to continue being ghetto. But we're here today. A number of stories on the horizon. Mayor Pugh, she takes down the statues, the Confederate statues, in the heat of the night.
Yeah, I was seeing that.
Yeah. I really didn't see the point in taking them down. They're part of history. It's an ugly history, but we can't take down everything that we don't agree with.
Right.
I don't agree with changing history or erasing history because then we're deemed to repeat it. So our young people don't know what that means.
Right.
And now you're taking it away, so now they're not even going to see it. You're not teaching it in schools. So,
right. Like, so what's the history? Like, what was right here? It was this statue. It was that.
Which one?
No, I'm just saying, like, in general.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So they're this pedestal. So, of course, there are a lot of art organizations that are talking about what we replace them with or what's going up there next. And I don't see that as any different, as them taking down, or burning things that depicted our past.
Right.
Even though those things were not negative things, it's still the past. It's the history.
Right.
And I commented on a gentleman's page that I know, and one lady she went off on me, and she just so happened to be white, and she didn't see how taking down the statues was anything wrong with it. And her remarks was like, when nobody was thinking about it, she wasn't thinking about it. And my remark to her, she didn't have to think about it.
Right.
That's a part of her history. That's probably somebody on her family side. And I'm not disputing that or saying there's anything wrong with her, but she didn't have to think about it.
Right.
And if she was paying attention to what we've been saying since the beginning of time, we did have an issue with those statues. And I do have issue with the statues, but not to the point where I want to take them down, because that's history.
Right.
There are plenty of things in our history that we're not proud of, that we are proud of, that have been erased. The whole idea of the Greenwood Project, Black Wall Street, those things being taken down and destroyed. So there's no relic other than hearsay and, the passing down of that knowledge. But outside of that, they don't exist anymore. So I just don't agree with taking any of it down or destroying it. I'm really interested to know what they're going to do with it.
Right. Actually, I saw someone put a comment when he was showing the video when he was taking the statues. They said, well, won't they just put everything into a museum, or like turn all of it into a museum, or just put all the artifacts or whatever?
I agree with that, but that's going to draw some attention because it's all going to be isolated in one area, which is crazy. Yeah. Because then that's going to be a tourist attraction for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I would hate to see one of the problems here, they had already vandalized one of the monuments, one of the statues. I believe it was in Federal Hill.
Did they do like paint on it?
Yeah,
or something?
they threw paint on it. So that's one of the things that prompted Mayor Pugh to act so swiftly with it, and I give her kudos for doing so. I always question certain people's motives, but that's the type of reaction we need when it comes to our city.
Right.
They can find money, they can find the energy, they can find the know-how to get things like that done.
Right.
But our failing school system, our declining streets and communities, nothing is happening. It's a snail pace.
Right.
But I'm quite sure she didn't want a riot on her watch. She didn't want that to go down for herself, because that's not something positive at all. But look, look what happened to Mayor Blake. She wasn't the most popular, and then when that happened, that wasn't good at all. Right. But for her to come right in the door and there be a riot, I'm quite sure that's not what she wanted.
Right.
But don't do something so it doesn't tarnish her image. Do something because that's the best thing for the community.
Right.
So we really are at that space and at that place. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, first of all, congratulations to Miss Naomi for she had her book signing here on Saturday. Okay. And so far reading the book, it's a pretty good read. I'm not gonna say I'm tired of reading, but I read so many different authors' books that my mind is going to overload. But I put all that aside to read Naomi's book, and she with two other partners wrote a phenomenal book. We're going to be posting it up on our website soon because we're going to be starting a book club here.
Okay.
And that's going to be one of the first books that we choose to focus in on. Also, Miss Sharon Nixon for having an awesome fashion week here in Baltimore. 3 phenomenal days. I went on Saturday. Shout out to Miss Tamika, formerly of It Is What It Is radio show, for having her first official professional fashion show. She was one of the designers on Saturday. So I did that. What else did I do this week? The UB Blake Center had an awesome open house. Red Bull sponsored this think tank for forward-thinking, community-minded entrepreneurs that are specifically geared towards helping their community and rebuilding their community. They had this program, and I know I'm going to mess up the words. I think it's a Ampico. This initiative Red Bull put together, and they're actually here in Baltimore. So they've had a number of events throughout this whole week, and they've been doing these series of workshops at the UB Blake Center, and it looks totally different. They revamped it. It's a phenomenal space. Shout out to Troy for making that happen. So that was Monday, and I've been running and running and running and running,
right.
And I'm really tired.
Right.
So I definitely want to take a break. But we also lost 2 phenomenal artists this weekend. Mr. Mike Warren, he was a guest on the show last year or so. He passed away this week. He was an author. He wrote romance novels, and he was a person that always maintained who he was, and he didn't, make any apologies for that. Also, Mr. Robert Russell, he was one of the founding members of the Arena Playhouse, and he passed away a couple days ago as well. Yeah. So the arts are losing people, so give people their roses now. Yeah. I'm a big believer in that. Something a lot of my family members used to instill in me, give people their props now. Don't wait until you're standing over top of somebody to say those things that you wanted to say to them. Take the opportunity now. Right. I hesitate in saying certain things to people because it feels weird because we're not used to doing it with each other, but you got to just say what's on your heart now. Don't wait till you have to be standing over top of somebody or somebody standing over top of you. Right. Because it works both ways. Yeah. But say what you have on your heart now. It may, be disgruntled, or may get it out now. Just get it out now so people know where they stand, they know how they feel, and people not taking your focus with them to the grave and vice versa. Right, and
then you'll feel much better because you won't have so much weight on your shoulders.
Regret.
Because if you're sitting there and you hold it, next thing you know, you're just feeling weighted down, and that's always going to be in the back of your head. And next thing you know, then it's another situation, and then now you got that one stacked on the first one. Right. And then you're like, man, when should I tell you the first one? Because now you got the second one.
And that's how it happens. I'm sorry. Right. I'm really ghetto.
It's okay.
Lisha's turned in. Hey, Miss Lisha of Sunset Soul Radio Show. She's tuning in right now. So if you're listening in, please share. Please invite. Ask all your friends to join in the conversation. I am here today. A couple more pieces of news while we're waiting for Mr. Dawan to call in. September the 9th is going to be like a mega day. Oh, yeah. I'm just telling you, it's going to be off the chain. Here on the Artist Exchange Show, we'll be celebrating our 3rd anniversary, so we'll be bringing back a number of past guests. My top fave, and it's not like I'm playing favorites or anything, but these individuals came through and they have been very supportive of the show, so I'm inviting them. So there'll be some giveaways, some prizes that morning, and we're going to do a routine day. It's not going to be an extended day. I was trying to plan to do an extended day, but it's going to be tiresome because right after the show, we're all going right up to the Why Not lot on Charles and North Avenue for the Sticky Bun Festival. Would appreciate the arts. That group of individuals, Miss Tina B, Miss KK, Miss our own new co-host, Miss Sweet Baby. The 3 of them have put their minds together with the leadership of Miss Tina B, and they put on the Sticky Bun Festival. There will be plenty of sticky buns there. I've been asked to actually host the event, so I'm hosting the event, and it's going to be the official after party for the Artist Exchange's 3rd anniversary. So come on out. It's a family-fun event. It's being sponsored by Mr. Transvision, TJ Bates, that does the second Saturdays here on the Artist Exchange radio show. So it's sponsored by him. There are going to be plenty of artists, visual artists with artwork for sale, plenty of vendors, plenty of food vendors, lots of food. There are going to be just people there at the Why Not lot, right there at Station North at Charles and North Avenue. So come on out. It's their first festival, and the Artist Exchange is going to be in the building. That's our after party. So I'm trying to do something with all the hosts here so they're not going to be so tired. And maybe Ericka even come out. You know, it is. I think he's a vampire. I really do. I've never seen him early in the day, other than on Saturdays.
Right.
But I don't think. I think
he
like morphed here. Yeah, always. Like,
I think the light hurts his eyes.
Yeah, just a little scary. But I think he's a vampire. That's kind of my belief system.
Okay.
But so September the 9th is definitely action packed. Don't forget October. I don't want to say the wrong date. So is it the 6th or the 7th?
What?
It's the 7th, right?
What?
The African American Authors Expo and Empowerment. African American Authors and Empowerment Expo. I said it right, at Morgan State University. That is on October the 7th. That's a Saturday, right?
I believe so.
Okay, we're going to figure that out. But I'm not going to say the date officially until we come back from break.
You know what I'm saying?
So, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have Dawan Williams, hopefully.
Looking for your next home? Kemp & Associates is a full-service real estate and property management company that's been serving the community for 18 years with due diligence.
50s, late 40s, early 50s. That's not uncommon. It's a lot of. I mean, I can give you examples like that.
But it's a good thing he's dead because she can actually move on. Like, you can't move on. If he was alive, if he was alive and she found out she was having sex with her father for 15 years, you can't move on from that. Somebody's got to die.
You can't. It's gonna be hard.
Somebody's got to die.
So wait, that means he didn't know either, though.
Immediately, so I can stop vomiting because I don't have nothing else left to vomit. All my insides, all my skeleton.
He didn't know either. That's what would be the crazy part.
Well, he wouldn't. He still doesn't know because he's dead.
How does that game go? Marry, screw, kill? How does that work when it's your dad? Oh my gosh, we talk about stuff like this and more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately, the radio show. Only on BeExposedRadio.com and on YouTube live where you can see it.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Woo!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're going to
this.
do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left.
I don't really think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I am your host, Nate Couser. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. HullyWood.
How y'all doing out there?
On the line, we have Mr. Dawan.
Hello?
Hey, Dawan. Can you hear me? Is he on there? Hello?
Hello?
So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to a real quick break and we're going to fix all of this. And we're going to come back. So, Dawan, we're going to call you right back. So we're going to go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Can you get his phone number?
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
But when I smoked weed, there was a D on that. When I smoked weed, my inhibitions actually weren't wild. You know, like I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go fly on a kite or jump off this roof or something like that. No, it was quite the opposite. I was very laid back. I actually wanted to eat all the time. Gosh, and I never would get full. And I got sleepy. So I never wanted to go out and do something wrong, like break windows, drive under the influence. Definitely not drive under the influence.
Down, baby.
Because I wanted to go to sleep like very badly. Like, high sleep is the best sleep ever.
irresponsible child abusers are going to have free access. That's not the truth, because if they do legalize it, they're going to probably put the same stipulations they do for cigarettes. Now, if you are under 18 and you wind up getting a pack of cigarettes, then that's what happens. I had a pack of cigarettes before I was 18. So what? Because they was, cigarettes was in a machine that, it wasn't nobody standing there. Right. You just pull a little knob and get your little pack of Newports and you go about your business. Now they're not. Now they're behind the counter. So now you have to ask the old person that doesn't have any money, standing outside asking you for $1. I'll give you $1 if you go get me some cigarettes. He will more than likely do it. He'll be like, how old are you? Does it matter, homeless?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate Couser, and I got my co-host, Mr. HullyWood, with us.
Hey, how y'all doing out there?
So we have on the line Mr. Dawan Williams. How you doing, Dawan?
I'm great. What's up?
Thank you for calling in, first of all.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So after I watched your video, my pastor actually sent me your the video clip on Facebook, and as I was watching it, first of all, just jumping right out there, I was really disturbed, and I was kind of scared all at the same time, because this is the second live that we've seen like this, where the person was actually in the car. So I was really like wanting you to calm down, but I'm gonna let you tell your story first. Let us know who you are, and then we can get into the day in question. Hello. So tell us a little bit about your background, who you are.
I'm a black man in America just trying to make a change.
There we go. So tell us about.
I really don't get into individual accolades. My work speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? I've been put here on a mission, from whatever God you believe in.
Right.
And, that day last year, first of all, that video happened last year in July 2016. The only reason why the video resurfaced because every year Facebook allows you to share your memories. So a lot of people who wasn't able to watch it when it happened or last year, they got a chance to see it this year. So, like you said, just to jump right into it, I just felt like that day, that in particular officer was, he was just trying to make it my last day on earth. You dig what I'm saying? He stopped me. He saw a black man riding by, okay? He said I had headphones on. That's why he pulled the car over. So he pulled the car over. I gave him all my paperwork and everything. He came right back to the car. He gave me my paperwork, took my car back, and he held my license. And he asked me, hey, will you consent to the search of a vehicle? I said no. And he said, why not? You don't have nothing. If you don't got nothing to hide, why can't I search your car? And I said, because you just said you pulled me over for headphones. What do headphones got to do with searching my car? So then he said, well, I'm going to get a drug dog, and it's kind of suspicious, and yada, 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 yada. So I felt as though like he was looking for a reason to keep me there. Having license, registration, and insurance was not good enough for him. It had to be more. Even though he didn't see anything visible, he didn't see an immediate threat to serious bodily injury. You didn't have a hostile black man at the time. You had somebody who complied with all your orders. All his paperwork was straight. He had license, registration, insurance. You didn't see no weed. You didn't see no guns. Nothing. Headphones. I want to search your car. Okay, and I had a problem with that day.
Right.
Any black man, woman, and child in America should have a problem with that. So, besides the fact of it being 105 degrees feels like temperature that day, in the middle of a heat wave, and in leather seats inside of a Buick, I got frustrated. So then I dialed 911. That's the reason why the sergeant came.
The second officer that showed up.
Yeah, that was the Sergeant Roy. So when I first asked the officer for a supervisor, he told me that there wasn't any. I'm the only one here today. And that's when I got disturbed. Okay, I dialed 911. I explained the situation to 911. He said, sit tight. I'm sending help on the way. And that's when you see the other officer arrive.
Right.
Now, when you see the other officer arrive, the guy who pulled me over, he's trying to explain to the other officer, what's going on, obviously. I want to search his car. He won't let me. Okay? The United States Constitution says you can say no. The United States Constitution says you have freedom of speech. So even if I was in a car, if I was cursing, whatever, I'm well within my right.
Right.
People do it all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
They get out the car, they say, I'll have your job. They point in their face, they rip the ticket up, they blow cigarette smoke in their face. But you got a black man who sat there, who gave you all his paperwork, and that still wasn't good enough for you. So my thing was, it ain't 18 no more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to put my head down and say, yes, I'm boss. No, I ain't I'm not no pushover, sellout ass, handkerchief head Negro.
Right.
I'm a man. My mother raised me to be a man, and I'm in the right. I'm doing something right. I'm coming up here 4 hours away to visit my brother in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all crackers, y'all devils, okay, not all of them, but them devils, they target black minority families that's coming up from the inner city. I don't care which state you in. Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, LA, Miami. We're all from the inner city. So when they lock our loved ones up, they send them 8-9 hours away in the same state in those rural townships where
right.
white people only see black people on TV. Okay, their only interaction with black people is inside of a prison because they're the guards and we're the product. Okay, so I'm doing the right thing. He didn't pull me over for speeding, running a stop sign. He didn't pull me over for turning without a turn signal or cutting somebody off in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
No, he saw a car ride by, black man, headphones. Okay, the law of the land say, pull him over, give him a ticket, send him about his way.
And you agreed to that. You agreed to that at that point, but it just seemed like from the beginning, he was stuck on the fact that you were lost. Like he went over the fact that you had a headphone in your ear, and it was more so about you being lost was his main issue. That he's not going to admit to that.
Even if I'll give you that, even if that is his main issue, I know you're just making a point.
Yeah,
I know you're not speaking for him. You're just making a point, and we're having a conversation.
Right.
Even if that is his main issue, oh, you're lost. Why does he want to search?
Right.
People get lost every day.
Right. That was the scary part to me that he was.
If I would have ran into him and he was lost in North Philadelphia, I'd have been trying to help the man get back to safety.
Exactly. And it took the other officer getting there to give you those directions. That's what that whole part. And I'm watching it almost a year later, and see, I'm getting just as nervous for you as anytime we watch those same videos, because I knew you were upset and I knew it was getting heated, and I could see he had no type of concern for your safety or for you in general. Like, instead of just saying, oh, this man is lost, let me get him back, even if he was racist. Let's say he was racist, or he wasn't. Let's say he wasn't. And the fact that you were just lost, let me help this man get back on it. But to him, it sounded suspicious that you were almost 10 miles outside of where you were supposed to be at. Like, people get lost every day, and it just...
Right, now let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just from the outside looking in, you're going to a place out in the middle of nowhere,
right.
A place probably where you'll never visit. If it's not for a loved one incarcerated, you will probably never in your life be in
right.
Deer, Pennsylvania. For what?
Or West Virginia.
Right.
And say, hey, we're going to White Deer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, have you ever been somewhere and you missed your exit, and then you had to go all the way up to the next exit and go around and pay another toll and come back? And it's like, damn, this just took me a half an hour.
And that happened to me once. I was on my way to Busch Gardens, and we got lost in Williamsburg. So I completely understand where you're coming from. It was just scary to me that all he could focus on was he kept coming up with excuses, but all he could say was mainly you were lost. And then it was so much that you had tents on your window, and you kept debunking everything that he was saying, and he didn't say, you know what, just go, just leave. This, this how you get back to the interstate. This how you get back to where you're going, just to get rid of you. But he wanted to stop you. That was what the scary part for me was. Like it felt like he wanted to stop you.
Not only that, even with the windows, my windows was rolled down.
Right.
He didn't say he stopped me for tinted windows.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped me for headphones.
Right.
Okay.
Right there, someone just said it.
Even if you want to say tinted windows, even if you want to say it don't give you probable cause to search.
Right.
Now, granted, you felt whatever need to say, can I search your car?
Mm-hmm.
The man said no. Now, according to the United States Constitution, the occupant of the vehicle is free to go. But, if you think about it, the United States Constitution was not meant to include people of color.
Right.
Period. That wasn't meant to include me and you.
Mm-hmm.
So our fourth wasn't included. We were still slaves.
Right.
Celebrating.
So,
you understand what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day,
right.
it's like, okay, damn, if you're calm, they'll shoot you.
Right.
Okay? If they feel scared, they'll shoot you. If they don't feel scared, they'll shoot you and get away with it.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
And that, I was, before I actually watched the whole video, I was really going through the comments. And I was, brother, I've never met you. This is the first time we ever talked. But I was really nervous for you. And not because I felt like you were doing anything wrong, but I could see clearly what he was doing wrong. And I was so nervous because you seemed very agitated. And I could tell he was so calm. And that was the scary part for me. Because nothing you said to him mattered. Nothing he said made any sense. So it was clearly, I just felt at any moment you were going to be gone. Like, I felt that in that moment. At any moment, did you think about that, or did that not pass you?
From the beginning.
Right.
From the beginning. That's why I called 911.
Okay.
That's why I started recording. I thought this was the end. Like, this ain't no joke. This shit ain't no fronting for Facebook. People that know me know me. They know, like, people that know me, like, yo, he wasn't being extra. This is him. This is who he is.
Right.
The humble brother that helps people, that gives back. That's a pillar in his community that just do the work. Like, I don't ride around fucking with cops. Or, hey, pull me over. No, I'm doing it the right way. I'm encouraging our young black youth to do it the right way.
Right.
Get your license. Go get a job. Get out the street. Take care of your family. Take care of your kids. Look out for your loved ones. Look out for the sick. Give to the homeless. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, if you pay attention, the whole thing that everybody missed, because they're so focused on the video, and I get everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but at the conclusion of the video, me, myself, I said to him, we got to work together, the black community and your community. He said, I don't agree with you. Wow.
Was the second officer any different? I mean, he seemed to be trying to cooperate with you more.
Listen, I'm done giving them pats on the back for good cop, bad cop.
Right.
When they gonna pat us on the back for building this fucking country? When they gonna pat us on the back for the shit they did to us, the shit they did to our women? The reason why our people are in the condition that they are now is because of their ancestors and them as a whole. That officer, as a sergeant, he could have pulled up and put an end to that whole situation. Get this man his damn ID back. Go ahead, sir.
Right.
The fuck we fucking with him for? He got everything he got. Everything legit. Why are you fucking with him? He said no.
But he still had to keep going back and forth. Was this your first time this happening to you?
No.
Wow.
Out there in that area. Nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I mean that officer, the second officer, he's no different than the first officer. Why? Because at the end of the day, he kept trying to justify on camera, but he kept tricking up and getting himself caught.
Right.
Tricking up, getting himself caught. Well, there's colored, dark-skinned people shooting cops. Oh, well, no, that's just the tact that he used to get you. Oh, so he's lying. Well, I'm not saying that he's lying. Come on, you sound stupid.
Instead of just telling him, let this man go, let him go. How long were you out there, like, in general? Like, how long were you out there?
About an hour. I want to say about, I was late for my visit, 45 minutes to an hour. I was already there about 15, 20 minutes before I started recording.
This is crazy.
That's only supposed to be like a 15 minute stop.
I was calm. I did give him my paperwork and was talking to him like a young man. But
Right.
He tried to treat me like a slave runaway boy, and I wasn't having it that day.
Right. So
I'm never going to have it.
So, in general, so your work that you do for the community anyway, how are you preparing young men and young women nowadays for this very thing? Because no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, no matter how clean your record is, this can happen to you.
Right.
This can happen to you. All I can tell them is leave it in God's hands. You know, try to remember. It's easy for us because a week before this, I was just telling the young guys that I work with how to conduct themselves if in fact they was pulled over, and then not even a couple days later the shit happened to me. So it's easy to say what we would do and what we shouldn't do, but when you're actually in it and you're thinking this is it, this is my life, I'm talking for my life right now. Okay, I'm gonna be killed for being black, and this has been going on in this country for hundreds of fucking years. Excuse my language.
No, you fine.
I know this is a radio show, but it's raw. It's best that the people hear it raw.
Right.
That's the problem with social media and the way of the world. Everybody gets the watered down version. And when a black man stands up, speaks his mind, and stands up straight, they get fucking scared. And they run for the hills.
So, in going through this, and all of us has been through this at one time or another, it's nothing really we can do to prevent this from happening. I mean, with everything that's going on and everything that just happened in Charlottesville, and we keep seeing this. And I think my fear for you...
Even that Charlottesville situation, that's just a ploy. Let them come try that in North Philadelphia.
Right.
Let them come to Detroit or Chicago. Go on the south side of Chicago, right there, or in Chirac.
Right.
Have a Klan meeting right there. Go have one in the middle of Miami.
Come to Baltimore. You know? It's not going to happen.
Come have one on 22nd and Diamond Street in North Philly. Come down to Richard Island Projects and have a Klan meeting. Try that Charlottesville shit with us.
Right. It really...
But all of that stuff be for show. It be for TV and ratings and all that shit is just for show. Please,
right.
If the Klan really wanted some smoke, they know right where to come get it from. And that they don't want.
And that's a lot of people were making remarks in terms of that happening, that they didn't have hoods on, that they didn't mind their faces being shown. But these people represent all the people that are in charge of certain sectors of our daily life, and they have the decision-making powers. Do in your opinion, do you see things ever getting to a space where we're not in this predicament on a daily basis?
No. No.
And you have children, or you work with children?
Yeah.
So, what type of hope are you putting into them, or is it just basically we just need to pray at this point?
That's the problem. This ain't 1818 no more. We're not in the back of the plantation with a book in a room for hope. We ain't hope. We're dealing with reality right now.
Right.
We're dealing with what's in front of us. We're not praying to no mystery God. We're not doing none of that shit. So I'm gonna end this interview on this. All right, stop fucking with our black people. Serious. Y'all brothers have a blessed night.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Okay, well. So that was Mr. Dawan. Apparently, this is still fresh for him, and as it is to all of us, anybody that's ever been in that situation where we are, we're stuck. And I'm sorry, what he said, all of it makes sense to me, but I'm at a place where my faith is what gets me through the day, and I have to rely on that. You know, and I'm not praying to some mysterious God, and I'm not disputing what this brother just said or how he personally feels, because you don't know until you're in that type of situation. And it's always when you're in a space where it's kind of closed off. And me deciding to move to Philly about a year ago, I went to, I visited there for a week and I just stayed there. So we went there doing like a Comic-Con convention and a teachers convention all at the same time. So there were no hotels in Philly whatsoever. We had to stay in Brooklawn, New Jersey. Brooklawn is right down from, I know nothing about Jersey, but it's Brooklawn, New Jersey. It's kind of like a suburb.
I know what you're talking about.
So it's a really isolated, place. The hotel was on this side. You know how it's like a long strip highway? Yeah. So there was a shopping center right across, but it was the other side of the highway. There were no, it was at least I would say a quarter of a mile before the next intersection. Now, I'm going to just tell you, I'm not walking a quarter of a mile up, cross the street, walk a quarter of a mile back down. I'm not doing that. I crossed the median strip. Now, I knew that was wrong. With the police officers, they came out of nowhere. And my phone literally died in that second. And I had no, sense of direction at this point. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to play this calm.
Cool.
And he said, sir, you know what you did? I said, yeah. I'm not from here. And that was a long distance to walk up to the intersection. And he wasn't having it. So he kept asking me for my ID. And I just said, I'm going to try to figure out how to get out of this. Because this is right when the Freddie Gray situation happened. Right. We were right maybe a month after that had happened. So I said, I cannot show him my ID because it's going to say Maryland. And it's going to be ugly at this point. And I was cringing at the fact. As soon as I showed him my ID, he laughed, and I just was in a moment where, okay, maybe, you know, he had some good memories in Baltimore. Anything is going through my mind, but he gave me such a hard time. Like, he went into saying, this is what y'all do in Baltimore, this is how y'all act in Baltimore, and I didn't know how this was going to act, and something in my mind was like, my friend Kyle, and I was like, please let Kyle at some moment come out on the balcony, because the hotel was right there, and I'm like, please let him come out. Like, this is not, we had already had experiences with people at like the Wendy's and stuff like that were totally disrespectful, just for no reason. We just got there, still had our luggage in our hand, we just wanted to eat. I was really nervous. I didn't know what was about to happen, and his officer was just like, you know, he know what he did wrong. We not going, you know, he said, we see people cross that all the time, so you being real extra in this moment. He said that to him, and I just was like, oh, man, please, not today. I've never been stopped by a police officer. It took me staying in a hotel in Brooklyn, New Jersey, for me to get pulled over, and I really was, I didn't know what to do. So when I watched this video, it wasn't like my intention was to interview him, so I get what his frustration was. I just, in that moment, I didn't want him to calm down, because I thought he was in the wrong. But it was scary how calm the officer was. It was scary. It was eerily scary of how calm he was. And you could tell he was making excuses. Every time Dawan would say something to him, he kept saying, well, I was just lost. I was just trying to, you know, he made mention that he was trying to use his Wave app, and that took him 10 miles out of the way. Like,
that's possible.
GPS don't care. It will take you that far, especially if it's not somewhere where you frequent. It's catching up to where you are. If the signal's going out, so the signal could have went out and just kept him going at a steady pace. But anything could have happened, and not making excuses for Dawan. He was clearly in the right. The officer he said something about this man having his windows tinted. His windows were down.
And even if was it in the same state?
Huh?
But did it happen in the same state?
It was like the suburb. Yeah, he was like, I think he lives in Detroit, so it was probably like outside of Detroit. Okay. So he was a couple miles away from home, more than a couple.
Cause I know in some states, like if you have tents, like say if I come from Florida and I got my tents in Florida, and I come to Maryland, it's really the police can't do nothing about it because it's.
But his windows were down.
That's sad, man.
So when he got up on the car, he was able to see his tents. He initially said he pulled him over because he had the headsets in his ear.
But now you're trying to blame it on the tents.
But Dawan said, I wasn't talking to anybody. That was the GPS in his ear. He was using the app on his phone. So he said that's what was going on. And I get, you know, we do that.
I didn't even know it was illegal to have a headphone in your ear.
Well, in certain states it is. Certain states it's illegal to have. I think here in Maryland it's illegal to have them in your ear.
I bet you that officer was probably in the car with a Bluetooth in his talking on the phone.
And I think he must have saw the cord. He saw the cord. So whatever the reason was, once you do it, give him a ticket. That's it. He had it went at the beginning of the live. Is he said that was like 20-25 minutes into him actually being out there. So he had already kept him this long.
That was just simple, like you said. You should just pull him over, give him his ticket, and send him on his merry way.
And the video clip is about 20 minutes long, so he not lying. He was out there for almost an hour. For what reason? You could have just gave this man a ticket and sent him on his way. You know, gouge his pockets if you gonna be an asshole that way. But it was no point of you keeping him out there.
He was definitely looking for something. He was edgy. He was looking for something.
Yeah, but because he kept on disputing the fact that he was 10 miles. Like, why would you be 10 miles outside of your jurisdiction? Sir, if you wanted to be a detective, I think you should have aimed for being a detective. Because you're horrible at it, first of all. Let me just let you know. You're horrible at it. Because if the guy, everything is like adding up, it's adding up. So you're making, you could click. If you haven't seen the video, please take a moment to go watch the video clip. It's on our Artist Exchange page as well as my personal page. So definitely look at the video and see for yourself. And what was this scary for me, because we had just watched the Philando Castiles live, and we saw how that ended, and I saw that live. That was very scary to me. It was in a place where it's scary, and I understand people's anger and frustration, but we have to figure out how to not go to where they want us to go. They want us to be that person. They want us to be that angry. So they have a reason.
Right.
So if he would have got really belligerent and really angry, justifiably, he would have been able to then react to that. And that it would have ended ugly.
The cop probably would have came out and said, "Oh, I feared for my life,
right?
And therefore, I discharged my arm."
And we're gonna get a little bit into that in the next segment. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Stay locked in. We're just gonna go to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to
yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that I can understand 100% where Jennifer Holliday is coming from, and that's sort of kind of where my 20% came from. When I basically came out and said who I voted for, I received a lot of backlash. Even on my own talk show, which comes on every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m., I was called a coon. Okay, yeah, shout out for the plug. But yeah, someone actually, they told CJ Bernie that I was a coon, and that really hurt me. I've been called everything from a fat whatever and everything, but someone actually commented on his Facebook
I didn't even say that. That's kind of
called
rough.
me a coon, but it's like it's crazy because I just feel like someone like Jennifer Holliday, I understand why she stepped down, but I'm kind of upset with her because I think she still should have performed. If you're going to jump out there, then stand in your truth. Don't let no one stop you or change your mind about anything. And listen, no one put a gun to her head and made her sign on for that. But it just seems like, she was basically, she was bullied.
But see, the thing about it is they will put a gun to her head to not do it.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the threat says. You gotta say, it's why it's called a threat. You don't know the hypotheticals in there that could happen to you.
Why do you think
she's not a well-known singer, so she's not going around with security. Since she goes to get her tracks at the mall.
Right.
Pow.
Right, but at the same time,
now we got a whole bunch of dead cats.
Yeah, but like what she said in the footage, today on The View was basically, it's not white people who was threatening her. It was us who was threatening her.
Right. Where do you think she live? I think she live in Atlanta.
Exactly.
They gonna get her at the Ku Klux Klan mall and drag her by her hair. Her hair made a cat. She got the new weave.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, here live on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate. I'm here with my colleague, my co-host, right, my co-host, Mr. HullyWood. He's come back today, joined us today. Yes. I mean, he was only coming back. I think he was only coming back for certain shows and stuff, but it's cool.
It's not even like that. See, you know what happens.
I mean, it's cool, though. It's cool. I mean, if that happens. But on a more serious note, we were talking to Mr. Dawan, Packy Williams. He was a gentleman that was stopped by a police officer on his way to go see his brother, and the stop was crazy. It was for no reason, no purpose. I'm just tired of seeing these things. Some people don't even watch them anymore.
Right.
And I tried, I focus in on watching it only because this is the line of work that I'm in, so I got to be in on news. But it is heartbreaking to continue to watch these things and nothing happens. To the police officers, continuously nothing happens. I'm taken back to one that was posted. I think this happened last year too. The lady who was the judge, the circuit court judge, and he stopped her.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And he ended up losing his job based off of that. And I want people to be knowledgeable of their rights.
Yeah.
But I want people to come home at the end of the day, and we can't keep being passive.
Right.
So something has to happen.
Police need to be police. Police need to be police. That's the whole point of internal affairs and whatnot, so they can actually catch these bad cops. But it seems like no.
But the internal affairs only seem to come out when the cameras come out.
Pretty much.
So if nobody makes a fuss, then they don't feel the need to come out. Right. Because the internal investigation is the reason. And I feel like they're police officers too. So are they a separate organization or they're part of the...
They're police, but they just like police to police.
So how effective is that?
It's effective.
For police officers?
I mean, yeah. Once they like that, it's like it pretty much is like it's an investigation. It goes through.
But you being an ex-police officer, how effective was it really? How many times did you see somebody really get in trouble for something they did? When there's a smoking gun like this video, like he clearly.
I seen quite a bit. I seen some officers the ones I seen get arrested.
So with this wouldn't be.
And it was something.
He wouldn't have gotten arrested for this. But would some action what action would have been taken?
Okay, I won't say his name. Well, one of my old officers, he actually shot someone. He actually killed the guy. So
was it in self-defense or what?
It wasn't even. It was actually like how they explained it. It was pretty much it was something going on at the bar and whatnot. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, in the city.
Yeah. So.
Was it Eaton's Lounge? You can say Eaton's Lounge.
It wasn't Eaton's Lounge, but you know what I'm saying. Situations didn't go right, and he actually got locked up for it. So. And a couple others, but
was he black?
Yeah.
And that's when I see it working, when it's a black officer doing something wrong. That's when it seems to me it works. Which makes me angry when you live in places like a Park Heights or a predominantly black area of the city and black officers come out and they're very disrespectful, they're very rude. I spoke about an incident that happened probably about a year ago. I was standing outside of Mondawmin and waiting for my friend to come pick me up, and this officer pulled over, like a bunch of officers like running down the street, and they pulled this young man over. They pulled him out of the car, handcuffed him, made him lay down on the ground. And it wasn't him. It was the wrong person.
Right.
Now, the officer said to him, I can still take you in. Like, the young man was he said, I wasn't doing anything. Like, he said, I was driving. That was it.
Right.
He said, I wasn't speeding. I wasn't doing anything. Why are you pulling me over? Once we all heard him say that wasn't the right person.
Right.
Because we heard him somebody over the walkie-talkie say they caught him.
Right.
So he got egg on his face. The other officer got egg on their face because it's not the right person. He said, well, the sticker on your car is out of date. I can't take you in for that.
Oh my goodness. No,
and it was this crazy, like he literally was looking for something, and I guess he already realized the sticker was late anyway. And the man was like, I'm a day late.
Okay, if he's a day late, you can't arrest him for it.
Right.
Man. You can give him a ticket, take his tags, tow his cars, whatever, but there's no point in arresting somebody. Why mess up somebody's life for something so petty?
Because he was embarrassed. If it was nobody out there, and it was a bunch of us, because that's a bus stop too.
Handle your mistake
like a man. We were right at Mondawmin at the metro station. So it was a lot of people, but he stopped him right in front, right on the bus stop. And he was mad. He was pissed off that it was the wrong person. Because he was manhandling. He was like, man, what are you doing? I haven't done anything.
Like, look, officer, just shut up. He manned up for what he did. He was wrong, period. He should have accepted it, and he should have handled the consequences accordingly.
With that being said, we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. I believe Ericka, Miss Bridgeford, will be calling in, Miss Ceasefire 365. So stay tuned, stay locked in. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly, right? I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they need a butt. I
can use a little extra tissue there.
I can pop it right now.
He out here giving out butt cheek donations.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. He's dead.
Oh, 6 years after he passed away.
It states she reportedly had heard rumors, but nothing substantial. But then you put the rumors
while
death.
They were still married.
You sentenced the rumors to death.
While they still were married, she heard rumors.
Right. Okay. Probably all her life she's heard rumors. Like
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate. I am here with Mr. HullyWood.
How you doing?
Mr. Way, Mr. Eric. Kara is out of the building for the week. You miss you, Kara?
Yeah, where you at?
Where you at? Everything's falling
we
apart.
don't see. Mm-hmm.
But we're here back. We just finished talking to Mr. Dawan, Packy Williams. You can, if you want to see that part of the interview again, you can go to our YouTube page at Be Exposed Radio, or you could check it out on our page, the Artist Exchange Radio Show page on Facebook, and we'll be sharing it out after the show is over. Or you can go to BeExposedRadio.com and check out the entire interview with Mr. Williams. And the video is also on our Artist Exchange page, so you can check out the video there as well. A number of things going on. There are a lot of things going on in the city. So please take advantage of, if you have Facebook, take advantage of that and really tune in and see what's going on in your city. There are a lot of creative things going on. There are a lot of workshops starting to happen right now. The fall is coming, the winter is coming. So people are planning a lot of workshops and such. So definitely stay tuned for those things. There's a lot of things geared towards people being entrepreneurs. And building your business and helping you build your business and being more productive as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as a community leader. There's so many things going on in the city that can really help you get it together and get on track with your business. So,
you know what I'm looking forward to?
What?
That dinner's for poets. Poets for dinner.
Poets for dinner.
Poets for dinner.
You said it right. The dinner. The dinner with poets.
Dinner with poets. Poets for dinner. Oh my gosh.
He said it. Did you enjoy yourself?
Every time I go, oh my gosh, you felt like home. It was like everybody was just, vibing. With the
you got a phone call? Hey, caller, how's it going? This is Nate.
Good evening. This is Ericka Bridgeford calling in.
Hey, Miss Ericka Bridgeford, Miss Baltimore City's finest now. She has created a program called Ceasefire, and it's now Ceasefire 365, right?
Yes, it's Baltimore Ceasefire 365. That's right.
And she's I'm not going to say she's just an artist in the city, but she's an artist, a mom, artivist in the city. And she had an idea, and with the help of plenty of the young people and artists and individuals she know. They created the Ceasefire Baltimore. Now, tell us the basis behind it.
Your voice is going in and out. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you, Kelly. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to call you back. And so,
okay.
So I'm going to call you right back because it might just be the phone line. So we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Thank you.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I am your host, Nate. We're in the building with my co-host, Mr. HullyWood.
Hey, how y'all doing out there?
On the line, we got Miss Ericka Bridges, Miss Ceasefire 365. Bridgeford. I'm sorry. She's live with us right now. So first of all, tell us, where were you when this idea? Because it's not an idea that I haven't heard from you or anybody else. But what gave you the initiative or the oomph to actually see it through?
Oh, so yeah, about 2 years ago, Ogun, who was like a godfather of hip hop in Baltimore, when I was a leader in the 300 March movement, Ogun was at a meeting and he pulled me aside and said he wanted to do a ceasefire, and we kind of hit and missed each other ever since then, and never really talked it out. But in May, my 19-year-old son, we were in the car together, and he said, "Hey, Ma, did you know the murder rate is higher than it's ever been in Baltimore?" And I was like, "I did not know that." And I started fussing about, why don't these people that got connections in the streets, why don't they use those connections and call a ceasefire? And I fussed for like 45 minutes on the ride home. And I woke up the next day and realized that if I was that mad about it, then that means I needed to not be fussing about what other people weren't doing if I wasn't willing to try my own self. And I needed to reach out to those people because maybe they did want to do it, they just hadn't thought about how to do it yet.
Right.
So I got on the phone with Ogun and PFK Boom and Brandon Scott and Shantae Guy, who's the executive director at Community Mediation. I contacted some people who could make things happen. And so when Ogun and I talked, we spent about maybe 2 hours on the phone that day just talking about what it could be. And his idea was just that it needed to be something everybody knew about, even if they thought it was stupid. At least it meant they were talking about it.
Right.
And then my part of the idea was, everybody should know and people should celebrate life all weekend. They're like, it's a sacred weekend to celebrate life. And so that's really the value system that we push forward, that nobody, it wouldn't be about one particular organization or one particular person, that the entire city was calling for a ceasefire and calling for everybody to celebrate life together.
And it wasn't something that was so off, so creative that it had never been thought of. This is something that we, as individuals, we wanted, but nobody had the words or the real know-how to actually unify people.
Yeah, people have called ceasefires before, and I think one of the things that happened is their ceasefires moved in such a way that it was their ceasefire.
Right.
Sponsored by these particular organizations.
Right.
And it was this person doing it. And so people looked at it and went, oh, that's cute, nice, I hope that works. That's very different if you ask people to make the commitment themselves to do the outreach and then take a personal accountability about you are asking people to commit to nonviolence, and you are purposely being nonviolent in your own thoughts and actions. Whether you ever, some people go, well, I'm not a shooter. Yeah, but you probably petty all the time, and you probably sharing memes on Facebook, and you probably,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it held all of us accountable that it's about nonviolence, starting at our thoughts. We're not just going to say, oh, this is only for the shooters. We have to make a commitment to peace for at least these 3 days and prepare ourselves for that. And so I think while ceasefires has become okay, there had not been this energy of it belongs to everybody.
Right. I commend you, one, for making it real nondescript in terms of, because you could have easily slapped your name on it in terms of presented by or the phenomenal Baltimore girls. You could have slapped any of those names on it. But I like the fact that everybody felt like it was ours and not just mine or hers or just something that, Ericka is putting on or, her organization is doing. But it felt like it was everybody. And I think that's why in the past it has never worked, because this organization wanted the credit or this organization wanted the notoriety for solving the problem.
Right. And you know what's funny about that is that's something we don't talk enough about in the activism community, is how much ego is involved. When we first made the Baltimore ceasefire page and we were sharing the information, people were literally commenting on it saying, well, we called the ceasefire back and blah, 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 and this particular person was in charge of it, so any ceasefire that comes after that need to give this person the credit. And I was like, so are we supposed to research every ceasefire that's been called since I was a little girl and everybody credit for everything? Like, what?
Right. Like,
what are we talking for? Like, why is the word credit coming into somewhere you're trying to save lives?
That's what I was about to say too.
Why is that, and so, but I think people are unintentionally egotistical when it comes, like, they don't even realize where their egos are coming into play, and how their egos, and not doing their healing work, especially around violence, right? A lot of us get involved in doing anti-violence work because we've been impacted by violence. So I'm a homicide survivor. I lost my brother to violence. But if I wasn't constantly doing my own spiritual work, there's no way I could be out here in the streets always talking about my brother getting killed and how I want people to stop killing each other.
I value what you were saying, because you didn't want to make it about media outlets being there. You didn't want to make it about it being cameras, and that meant something to me, because I can't stand when lights, camera, action happens, and then everybody on, and then what happens? So what ended up happening was a day and a half into your ceasefire, the opposite thing happened that you wanted to happen. But your momentum stayed the same.
Right, yes, because we knew that people might get killed that weekend. So we already had a system in place, right? We said if people get killed that weekend, we're already collecting money specifically to give to families. And people even make jokes about that. Oh, they're giving cash prizes to people for getting killed. Like, people are always going to have something to say. Right. But you have to just believe in what you know was in your heart. And I know what God put in our hearts to do.
Right.
And so it didn't matter what people thought about it. And as far as the media is concerned, we sent them the press release back in May to say, hey, this is a thing that's happening. And we would like the media to at least push out this message that there's going to be a ceasefire so that more people can know about it. And a lot of the media told us they would contact us on August 7th after the ceasefire to find out how it went. But it wasn't a story to them yet. So we had to go, all right, and we started doing the outreach ourselves and continue having the meetings so that by the time it happened, it had already been global. By the time August 4th came, it had already been on the news in Russia and Portugal and Norway, and like it was all over the world by then because the community made the media come to us. And what we didn't allow was for cameras to come into neighborhoods while we were doing outreach. So there were two different kinds of things happening. One, if we were just putting up posters and we weren't going hand in hand talking to people, then people could come with their cameras taking pictures of us putting up posters. Because what happens is a resident, if they see a camera and you're not talking specifically to them, if they come over to the camera and start asking you questions, that's because they want to be on camera. Right? That's very different from if I'm specifically coming into your neighborhood to hand you a flyer and look you in your eyes and ask you what resources do you need that will help you not be violent. No cameras can come with us while we're doing that. Because now it just looks like you pretending you coming to have conversations, but really you getting a camera, a photo op.
Or people won't be as open to you.
About that. What'd you say?
Or people won't be as open to you when you're going into the community.
No, not with a camera in their face. So those were the two differences. And so some media outlets were really, they struggled with that because I would like, no matter how much, don't you want people to know? I was like, people will find out how they find out. But what we're not going to do is say that the Baltimore ceasefire movement was just about photo ops and they had cameras coming into people's neighborhoods and people's faces. That's not what's going to happen.
And I'm glad you did the work prior to this to even know that, because most people be like, yeah, we need the publicity, we need them to put it out there, but you've already, that means you're actively doing the work that is necessary, so you know those things. And a lot of these grassroots programs that's from out in the county or coming to the city just to do this, they don't know that. And that's why the legitimacy
experience really matters. So Ogun and I have talked a lot about why is it that this didn't happen 2 years ago when he first said he wanted to do it, right? And the truth of the matter is there were things that I hadn't gone through yet. There were lessons I hadn't learned. There were things that, I had a lot of experience. I've been doing anti-violence work for over 20 years. But still, there were some things in my own journey I would not have known how to articulate 2 years ago. Right? And to really do and bring everybody in as collaboratively 2 years ago. And at the time, the energy that I gave to the Baltimore ceasefire 2 years ago, I was giving to the 300-man march movement. And so I don't even know if I would have been able to move the same way around the ceasefire and do 300 the same way.
Everything happens in due time. Everything is in due time.
Yeah, in due time. That's exactly right. Yeah. So we're extreme, and just so people know, right? So the families who lost people during the ceasefire weekend, especially that first mom, Trey's mom, right? He got killed at the 41st hour. She has said to me, we've gotten very close in these last few weeks. She got a church gave her the funeral. Kingdom Life Church gave her the funeral for free. Power Inside gave her a free burial plot where now she owns that land, and other members of her family can be buried there with Trey. We raised a lot of money so that because she had nothing. Her son, he was excited about a job interview he just went on that day. He got a job at 1:30 that day and got killed around 5 o'clock. So she had nothing for her son. And so she has said that if her son was going to get killed anyway, she feels grateful that he got killed during the ceasefire, because had he been killed a week before or a week after, nobody would know his name. Nobody would have cared that he lost his life to violence. He wouldn't be a part of history. It wouldn't have made people really think about violence. But it knocked the wind out of all of us when he got killed, because we were hoping nobody got killed.
Yeah, that was the hope.
And so she has just constantly says she wants us to let all of Baltimore know how grateful she is for everybody who participated in the ceasefire because of what it did in her own trauma, losing her son.
I can't, like, all the footage and the events that were going on that weekend, I really have to say thank you for having the nerve to unify people. Not even just putting this on, because we've done this several times. If you grew up in Baltimore, you've seen this happen before. But unifying individuals and groups and organizations so everybody was on the same accord. Negativity is going to always be in the midst, because you need darkness and light at the same time. You can't have one without the other. But the fact that you thought to unify people first, and then have the project be what it is and the movement be what it is. So real quick, explain to me 365.
So 365 is going to, we're actually right now in the middle of our debriefing strategy meeting. But what you can expect is that we are going to do ceasefires more than once a year. So we're going to be announcing probably on Monday how often the ceasefires will be and what the dates will be, but it will be the same. We're not going to fix the wheel, right? We're going to duplicate exactly what we did, because what everybody talked about was how the air was different in Baltimore. Right? And so we know that if we infuse that energy into Baltimore several times a year, it means that in between every ceasefire, people are going to be in the streets now really doing serious outreach to make sure residents are getting the resources they need so that they won't be violent. And we know that there will come a time where ceasefire weekends are recognized as sacred spaces around the city, that everybody knows, nothing is going to pop off during the ceasefire weekend. People can relax, people will chill, people will honor truces, it'll be, this is what Baltimore does. It's an institution that's not a nonprofit. It's something that we have all agreed to. And I think we have lost that in our society, right? There used to be in history where there were just times where everybody knew this is sacred space. Period. And there was no question about it. It's sacred space. And Baltimore deserves that.
As individuals, as groups, just as a city at large, we all deserve that type of safety year round. And what can people do? Are you still looking for volunteers, or how does this happen?
So we will be also letting people know when the public meetings are. The way that it worked was we held public meetings so people could come and say what they were going to be doing, when they were going to be doing outreach, what kind of events they were going to be planning. People don't need our permission to figure out how to do outreach about the ceasefire and about nonviolence, right? They can do what it is they want to do, and we just make sure there's enough posters and flyers and whatever from the donations people give, so that we don't run out of stuff for people, materials for people to have. So we know that it's probably going to be a lot bigger this time, just because nobody really was checking for the movie until mid-July. In real life, I know it looked like it blew up overnight, but I swear we was doing work since May, and people were just laughing at us like, yeah, good luck, that's not going to work. It was like in July when it really sparked off, and that was only like a month of work when we wanted 3 months of work. So now we think people ready now. They ready to jump in and do the work now. So we absolutely, we need to create specific volunteer corps that do specific things. But it need to be people who not just signing up and going to disappear. If you're not going to be in it to really show up and be where you say you're going to be and do what you say you're going to do, just, don't sign up for something. Show up when you can and let that be that, because that's okay. But, so we'll be figuring out what new systems we need to create now that a lot more people will be involved. But in all honesty, what we did, we know works. And now that more people will be involved in it, it will actually go more like we planned it to go in the first place.
If you had one, before I ask you that question, how active is the city government and the police department in helping you with this? How active were they? Or supportive?
So we purposely, from the very beginning, did not reach out to any government agencies more than we were reaching out to anybody else. We put the information out to everybody in the city. And what we said to city government specifically is, please do not talk about this in a way that sounds like you are doing it. This is Baltimore City doing it. The residents are doing it. And so what I really appreciated is, so for instance, certain council people made sure that in their communities, if people weren't trying to do ceasefire events, they got the resources and help that they need to make their event successful.
Right.
If people wanted to do outreach, the council people came and picked up flyers and posters, so there were enough flyers and posters in their communities. The police department, TJ Smith specifically, was in communication with me from the day he heard about the ceasefire, and his brother had just been killed. And instead of, and while in the midst of his grief, he was reaching out to me, telling me to keep my head up because people were attacking the ceasefire. And then that weekend, the way we found out if anybody got killed is because he texted my phone immediately when he knew somebody had lost their life to violence. And the police department, through all the rallies and the events and everything, they were very hands-off. Like when they knew, oh, this is the ceasefire residents coming, they just provided whatever we needed. They blocked all the streets. They made sure nothing popped off, but they didn't try to interfere in any kind of way. And they were just very supportive in that way. And so we appreciate that they participated as residents and not as government agencies.
Did that make the difference for you in seeing how this was so positive? Because they could have just came and shut y'all down at any time.
Well, I know me, and I know my reputation in this city, and I know the work I've already put in. So I knew nobody was going to do that to me. I don't know who else, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way.
I got you.
I really know that relationships matter, right?
Right.
And so I know that I have done enough work in this city that people would trust. I'm not doing nothing that you got to come shut down. And if you shut it down, you're going to have a world of hell to deal with.
Just from you.
What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Who's going to come for this? Like,
right.
What, do you really want that in your reputation, that you came for something that was a grassroots effort to save lives for 72 hours? Nobody wants that in their re-election campaign. You know what I'm saying? so you know, we were very aware that, like, we weren't doing something that any government agency it would behoove them to support it however they could.
Right.
And as long as they were supporting it in a way that didn't sound like it was their idea and that they were doing it, we were fine with whatever support they wanted to give.
So one of the things and we just touched on it briefly, but there were individual events going on throughout that entire weekend that were in support of ceasefire, that were happening just to distract people and give people things to do during that ceasefire. How will you continue that thing going whenever you do this throughout the year? We'll do
the same thing. That part that you saw was the part where we told people this was a challenge to celebrate life.
Right.
So how can you celebrate life? And what was beautiful about it is I thought it was just going to be a lot of cookouts and block parties all weekend. But once people really understood that they did not need our permission to do whatever event they wanted to do, they got real creative and did all kinds of stuff. But also, there were already events happening in the city that weekend that were planned before the ceasefire, and people contacted us to say, my event was already planned, but now I want it on the ceasefire calendar. Like, I want posters at my event so people know that we are participating in the ceasefire. And I thought that was beautiful. And people could have easily said, well, I was already doing something before y'all thought of this, right? But everybody realized we all have to be a part of the miracle, else it's not going to work.
And that was the part that was the most, I mean, it just meant the most to me, because you gave people not so much the you gave them the freedom to do things from their perspective. Right. Everybody can't be a police officer. Everybody can't be Ericka. Right. We need all the pieces to the puzzle.
Right.
You know, not one big piece. Is different pieces, and you have to come from your perspective. And looking forward and going back, how are you guys developing that calendar now, or are you just going to continue that on for the rest of the year?
We right now, if you actually go to that calendar, what we've been doing, people are still sending us events asking us to put it on the ceasefire calendar. So if you go to the ceasefire calendar, you will actually see all kinds of events that's just happening in the city, even after that weekend was over. But we absolutely, as we have new ceasefire weekends throughout the year, it will be that same model that people will be asking people, create your own event for those weekends, and let us know what you're doing so we can put it on the calendar. So there's a central place that anybody who wants to know what they can be involved in or what they can attend, or what they can help you with, right, what resources you need, it'll all be right there on that calendar.
So I have 30 seconds before before the end of this, and I have to say thank you first of all.
Yes.
But lastly, how do we get the information? How do we get the information to be on the calendar if somebody wanted to do an event for you or with you?
So if you email bemoreseasfire@gmail.com and ask for the calendar link, we'll send you the link. Right now, it was tagged at the top of the Baltimore Ceasefire page on Facebook. It's not right there anymore, but if you, it'll load to the page frequently. But if you inbox us or even make a post on the page asking where's the calendar, we'll give you the link. It's just a Google calendar.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you again, and if it's anything that we can do, myself, Nate, or my co-host or the station, let us know, and we're there for you. I really appreciate you for doing this because it really shows the power of one.
Right, I definitely like to be a part of something, you know, as far as the ceasefire, because I've definitely lost family to gun violence in the street.
Wow.
So
thank you so much.
Anytime. So is there any last words you want to give to the listeners or anything you want people to know?
I just want to thank everybody because there are only 6 of us on the organizing squad, and the 6 of us couldn't have done this by ourselves. But we believed in Baltimore, and I just want to thank everybody for showing up and showing the world who Baltimore really is.
Thank you so much, Ericka. I really appreciate you and your entire team and the city for that matter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
That was Miss Ericka of the Ceasefire Movement, now Ceasefire 365. So definitely go to our page after the show. We'll be posting up that information after the show. So definitely stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. Now here's one little speech I'm going to give you before I get into the next article. Here's what I want to tell you. Still, fear is big business. Fear is big business. I'm not telling you not to be alarmed by what you're seeing. I'm not telling you not to be concerned. What I'm saying is not to buy into the notion that we should be afraid. You should be informed. You should be aware. You should start educating yourself about some things. I don't have the solutions. I don't have the answer. I wish I could say that if you did X, Y, and Z, you might not get shot by the police. I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. But what I can say is just start making yourself aware of what's going on, but don't be so consumed by what you're seeing that you become afraid, that you don't want to go out. Or you become numb. That's a good point, Nate. Nate said, or you become numb to it, like you just don't care. So we need you to just continue to be in touch with what's going on, but educate your family, talk to your sons, talk to your daughters, because it's not just limited to men. We know from Sandra Bland, she was a young woman who was killed. And we don't want to say, we don't know all the details behind what happened. No, the fact is that person's life still matters. They still have rights. They should not just be killed dead before they even get a trial. Okay, that's the point. They deserve a trial at least, but they can't even make it to the jail cell to get a trial to be tried. They're being killed even before arrest. Terrible. So that's my soapbox.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange radio show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that, and the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing, because it's in my heart and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are and what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live on BigExposedRadio.com.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice Products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice Products today.
TGIW, you listening to the Be Inspired Radio Show. What's going on, family?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, this the man that holds it down, Mr. Showtime, D the Boss. Check us out every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm in a relationship. Mm-hmm. My girl happens to be long distance. Mm-hmm. So with that being said,
I beat my thing like it owes me money.
Sorry.
Because I asked that because so many people are not comfortable.
Here's my thing. It's mine.
That's right.
And you need to know yourself before you can have somebody please. If you can't tell nobody how to please you, if you don't know how to please yourself.
That's right.
You know
what you like.
You know what you like. You know the stroke, all that. Mm-hmm. So you're right. And I mean, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's your body. Yeah, I'm over here struggling with the ear.
Yeah, I'm glad it's you today. I'm glad it's you today, brother.
Oh, this thing going to drop. It's going to drop about at least like 5 times.
I'm over there struggling.
So, E.D., do you have a problem with masturbating?
No, I don't. I don't masturbate often because I have a fear of going blind. So, yes. When I found, yes.
You could go blind from
yes. I read about it. Is that true?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. This is Nate, your host. I have with me my co-host, Mr. HullyWood. Zakiya, our other co-host, she'll be here with us on Saturdays for the month of August, and then starting in September, she'll actually be here both days. Don't forget, on September the 9th, we'll be celebrating our 3rd anniversary here on Be Exposed Radio and with a radio show in general. So come on out. Well, not come on out. Tune in because it's invite only as far as the guests are concerned. We'll have past guests from our shows, some phenomenal individuals that have been really a blessing to me, that have definitely showcased their support and all that, and all facets of support to the show and to myself and to my team. Shout out to my team, Mr. HullyWood, Miss Zakiya, Mr. Ericka, Miss Kara. Where are you?
Right.
We need you, Kara. And Aaron, I say Aaron. Bren, I'm messing up people's names left and right. Bren, our newest production assistants. But my guest right now in the building is Mr. Darian,
aka Life.
This ball of energy that just.
Life with an eye
from HullyWood. My biggest goal, as y'all know, I've been telling y'all on live, I'm going to HullyWood.
You're going to HullyWood.
It look like I might have somebody to go with.
You gotta have a plan. Well, no, he has a job right now, so we're not taking.
Okay, I won't keep him too long, just for a couple of days. And a quick comment, real quick, on that support the radio show.
Right.
I hope I got a gift coming.
Yeah, you got a gift coming, sir. You never know. You never know. I watch individuals, and it's hard to find people that genuinely support your mission if they don't get something out of it. And that's really
I got something out of it, friends.
Right, and people don't get that. Your blessings come when you're not
friends.
Right,
it feels good to have friends.
Do what it is that you're sent here to do, and your blessings will continue to come. And the moment I stopped trying to find blessings and I started being a blessing, that's when it comes. You will get a lot of negativity with that because people don't understand your energy. But just do what it is that you're here to do. Don't worry about somebody else's lane. Stay in your lane and stay focused on what you're here to do, be for others. Yes, my middle school mantra was being a man for others, and that's something I've carried with me even up to the age of 34 now. Like I'm consistently a man for others. Whatever I can do, however I can be a blessing, I continue to do that, and that's just me.
I gotta take my hat off to Nate, y'all. Y'all don't know me. I be behind the scenes. Brother Nate right here has reached his hand out to me tremendously. And he's guiding me in the direction I've been going in, and I'm becoming successful. Now I just have to stop being a hardhead and listen. Consistently listen. You got to do more than listen. You got to do what it is that you, not so much of being told, but make some decisions from that knowledge that people are giving to you. Because if you just listening to stuff, it's just happening. You're not really changing. You're not really growing. So definitely just keep doing what it is. I'm here for lessons. I got a little slang that I say, learn me. Learn me. You hang around, guy, learn me. That just means teach me. That's
there we go. So tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, what your mission is.
My name is Life. I'm a brand ambassador. I am a entertainer. I am a radio personality. I'm a youth organizer. I deal with the youth as far as helping them find jobs. I deal with the homeless. I'm everything. I'm Maserati Life. In 2008, my head went through a windshield. Wow. So I got the name Life. I rode around in 3 days for a Maserati.
How did your head go through a windshield?
I used to ride Horror Master trick bikes. I actually used to love to do the trick joint. That's why I skate now.
But that's a car, though.
Oh, yeah, man. You got to go on my page and check me out at Darian King. Man, you'll see my pictures from my accident. But I'm going to tell you, God reached down and picked me up. And ever since that day, I've just been striving to be the best me. And I've been doing all right at it.
Right.
I'm doing that. I'm successful. I'm happy because I am someone.
And even in you pursuing your goals, hardship and obstacles are not obsolete. They're going to continue to come because it's a challenge. The enemy wants you to fail. And not only the enemy, God puts things in your path so you can achieve and you can grow your strength.
I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, because we fail, but everybody always think failure is a bad thing. Right. When you really look at it, failure is a good thing because failure is stepping stones to success. It teaches you what to do and what not to do, what next steps to take or where to go from here and where to go from there. And so by you actually learning from your failures, you're actually making progress.
Yes, and I am definitely taking my lessons to heart. I'm learning from them. And, I can't do anything but thank God for allowing me to be still here breathing in Baltimore City doing the ceasefire and all everything else that's going on. And to be supportive of the ceasefire. Right. You know what I mean? It's a very big thing that we did. I was down the street passing out the flyers as well. And I take my hat off to you for covering this topic.
It's something that's necessary, and I'm tired of, the stigma, not even from people who don't live here, because you go places and they have an idea of who you are based on a movie or a TV show or what 30 seconds of a clip that they saw on the news. But I'm tired of hearing it from people who actually live here. So I was really proud of Ericka and her entire team and everybody that supported it in their own way, whether you just made your profile picture of that or just anything that you did to be better that weekend. Right. Now, we made it at 41 hours of no murders, and I definitely can see the next time they do it 82 hours. Like, I mean, it wasn't, my focus wasn't about the murder, because murder will happen. It's not something we want to happen, but there are crazy, insane individuals out there that don't care about life, their life or anybody else's life. So you really have to focus on just the unity. And she was able to get together a lot of different organizations to be a part of it, because this wasn't presented by any specific person. Right. If you look at the flyers, it was just a ceasefire. Yeah. They were contributing, they were a planning team, but there was no organization that put this on. And that was valuable to teaching people how to just be together. Everybody want to be their own thing,
and it's okay to step outside the box and let's prove the people wrong, and let's do what they say we can't do. They say that they can't stop shooting and kill each other down there in Baltimore. I say yes, they can.
Yeah.
Right. Don't never say what we can't do. Don't let them. Let's not let them say what we can't do. Let's prove them wrong. We can do this.
Hey, Baltimore can come together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy doing like a certain crisis or something, say Lord forbid, just terrorist stuff like that happens, and you can see how everyone comes together and be united in one and come to, and when I see that, and for like such a tragedy and everybody come together one, why can't we do that without the tragedy?
Off the break, like that's my main thing.
How can we shift it? How can we shift the whole thing? And it's technically people.
I think I got away. A gentleman told me when I was working in Towson that two words don't go together. Black and unity.
And we've seen that to be true.
Yeah. So sadly, my mission has been, Nate, like I do with everybody I'm around, we're going to prove him wrong. Black and unity does go together. We have black unity, and we have it, and we have to just show it instead of it showing it.
Well, I mean, what happened was we were taught to be individuals, and I'm not saying that that's a problem, because individual parts make a whole. But in you being your individual self, you took resources from somebody. I hate hearing people say, well, ain't nobody helped me get to this point. You were hungry one day and somebody gave you a discount. A meal was free out of the blue. Somebody gave you, and I count the blessings in my life, because there have been moments where I didn't have a dime to eat, and a friend out of the blue called me and invited me to dinner or invited me to their house. And you don't, and sometimes things happen to people, and you know what it feels like to be in that space. Like when we walk past homeless people, none of us have been in that place or want to admit that we've been in that place, but we didn't have any outlets. We didn't know where the next check or the meal was coming from, but somebody stepped in and helped. Whether it was just you being able to go to your mother's house and just make market for a second. We all been in that place, but we gotta start thinking about each other as a whole. Or if you gonna be this individual on your little island, think about replacing some of those resources that you got to where you are with. Like, start replacing some of those resources, giving those same advantages to somebody else. If you got a discount to this, help somebody else get a discount to that same thing, whether it be school or whatever it may be. But give back in some way, whether it's your time, your energy, or your talents, not just your money.
Like, and that's like, I was actually watching a clip with Denzel Washington. He was speaking to he was speaking to some college kids that just graduated, and you know what I'm saying, he said, people, we're going to fail, and you know what I'm saying, but we keep moving forward, and when we make it, what you do is you turn around. If that brother's not there, you put your hand out and you pull him on, and you keep pulling on, and that's what a lot of people fail to do, because a lot of people get on and then they just want it all for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't, and it could be just because they don't want to go back to that place of not having.
Right, but if you just came from the same person that's pushing hard as you, but you made it before he did, and you know that he's pushing hard, why not just go ahead and turn around? You gotta be saying like, come on, bro, we in this together, and then next thing you know, you do the same thing, and it's a rippling effect. If we can keep pulling and keep pulling in, and you pull one, like one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like so if we all could just do that, and if people can get that mindset, we can be actually a better community. But we just gotta get it out there like that, and then get people more involved. So.
It has to happen now. It has to like we can't wait any longer. Like times are getting too hard for us to feel, because we feeling that way towards our family members. I see parents feeling that way towards their children. It's not just strangers that we don't want to be connected to. We want to be selfish in our own homes, in our own families, in our circle of friends. Nobody cares what's going on. The moment you tell somebody you broke, it's like, let me
You're
go
a disease.
over. Like, right.
You're a disease.
Right.
Oh my God.
I'm one of those people. You can't just keep giving people money because it's a black hole at some point. And if what they did wrong the first time, they continue to do, and it's going to continue to do it on your dime. But give them advice. Call them out. Say things to people. We don't want to talk to each other. We don't want to text. We don't want to do anything at all. I can't even give you my opinion on what I see. Right. Because I'm wrong for that. I'm disrespectful or difficult.
See, and the people, and that shows you their maturity level in their mind, for real. And a lot of people, like a lot of people, sugarcoat a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't, like you said, they don't want to tell you how it is or whatnot. And that means you cheating yourself and you cheating your friend. Like, me and you supposed to be friends and brothers. And if I can't be real with you, and you can't accept me being real with you, why are we friends for real in the first place?
Thank you. I say the same thing, and I walk damn near along with a couple of friends, but it's hard to accept. Some people, it's hard for them to accept certain things about you.
Right. Well, it's hard because it's hard for them to accept those things about themselves. It has nothing to do with you. It's often people's insecurity about themselves or what they're lacking or things that they know that they're doing wrong.
Right. People beat down and crumble up a lot of ideas that I have, and it's so crazy.
Right.
But then I have a gentleman that's staying in Hollywood sit here and tell me, we think the same way.
Right. And that's the strange part. Strangers have more love for you than the people who know you.
Right.
Because it's based on their insecurity. I can't give you what I didn't get, but I can't give you if I'm lacking myself.
Right.
If I'm in a space where nobody's helping me, I ain't helping you. And that's a crazy thing, because at some point somebody got to be the first one to take a step.
Thank you.
Right. And somebody has to be the first one to do it, or we're not going to get anywhere with anything, and we'll have nothing to show for. We got this whole life, and we're hoarding all these talents, all these gifts, all this money, and there's people out there who really need it, and you're overlooking them for petty things,
little materialistic things, or whatever reason, or selfish reasons, like you said.
It's like having a seed. You plant a seed way over here. He's just going to sit there and just, he's probably going to spread, but he's not going to attach to nobody. But if you plant these seeds in a row and then together and whatnot, and if, like you saying, once you break out that shell,
that's
and you
root.
start to, get that love and whatnot. And because a lot of people are less fortunate. You know what I'm saying, and they don't have it. But like you said, like if you can help someone when you don't have, man, it's
so we normally ask this question at the end of the show, but because we've had a couple different interviews today, I'll ask you, what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self?
Me, I would tell them to chase their dream and to be their self. I wouldn't tell them to believe no certain way. I wouldn't give them no book and tell them to believe no this book, no religion. I would tell them to be yourself. I have two 17-year-old little girls. Two who are very intelligent. One of them's going to graduate from Poly. And they're very opinionated, and they tell me what it is, and I love it. I keep it 100 with my kids. And that's the bond we have. You have to be able to communicate with them. What I got advice to tell everybody in the 17-year-old, be yourself. Graduate all the way 100%. Be the top of your class while you graduating. Take advantage of the opportunities that's coming to you from school. Do not play with this. This is serious. This is prime time. This right now, what you're doing is going to regulate everything else, college and your job and your level of success in life. 17 years old is a prime age.
I tell a lot of the young people that I work with, like your life happens in like 5 to 10 year brackets. So the mistakes you made at 15, you're living out them mistakes, and you're living through those mistakes at 20 and 25. So on and so forth. It just continues to go. So you don't get on path do the work now. I mean, I heard let a child be a child, yeah, but this is the time that they buckle down and you teach them to be serious about life. Right. Because you just letting them have fun. They're going to have to pay for that when they're not under your care. When they're not your responsibility anymore.
Once they're out there in that world in reality.
Right. And it's nothing that you have to do as a parent at that point, but watch them fall. Like, and that's crazy because it's parents that are doing that. They're not giving them seeds to plant. They're not planting anything in their children. They're not doing any of those things.
Man. We got to change that in our village.
Right.
We got to start planting our seeds with them. We got to start building something for them.
And just being there is not enough.
Right.
Because I've seen 2-parent households with middle class, finances, and they just don't have it. Like, it's still things that your children are it's time and attention. Time and attention. And really being a parent, telling them no. Like, if I'd have heard no more, I'd probably be a different person.
I heard no so much in my life.
So you needed a yes.
I'm motivated and I'm driven to do everything that I want to do.
Right.
And if you talk to anybody that's on my page or anybody who knows me, they'll tell you the same thing. Maserati Life is driving a Maserati because he's doing what he want to do. My father told me no my whole life. Jordans, 18 years old. I didn't have no Jordans. I didn't know who Biggie and Tupac and all them was until 16, 17 years old. I wore school shoes every year. Once when I got a little bit older, my mother stepped outside about 16, 17 and brought us Nikes. But other than that, I heard no. So I don't tell my kids no. I got 9 of them. I don't care what. If I can do it, I'm going to give it to them.
But it's balanced, though.
I hate no.
But no is for a reason.
Yeah.
But you have to have the balance with that. Man. Because no restricts you in a way where you have boundaries. Not so much restrictions, but you have boundaries. And a lot of us don't have boundaries. So we make unnecessary mistakes in life that are unnecessary. But if somebody would have told us no, at least we would have had an option when we were faced with a problem. But because we heard no, it's like we jump on the other, we just jump off the cliff with it.
And also,
so it's financial, physical, mental health, all those things, relationship. We just go, no, I'm going to do this.
I grew up in a household with a mother and father who both worked. Father, a truck driver, mother, career, been on her job 20-some years. It wasn't no reason why I thought I should hear no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you telling me no, I seen the break receipt. You know what I mean?
But that's structure that they were building. Now, balance does need to happen because we need to learn how to reward ourselves without going too excessive.
Right.
So now is excessive rewarding yourself. You down to $0 because you just spent a week rewarding yourself for what?
That's against
For Jeremiah Call, she posted, can people plant seeds they don't have? Can people plant seeds they don't have?
No, they can't. And that's the sad part. And some of us get to 30, 40, 50 years old and we're just getting the seeds that we need to be planted. So that you can't plant a seed that you don't have, but you can work towards eliminating that ignorance of not knowing, of not having. You can eliminate those things by getting yourself out there and asking questions and learning something, because you can't ask the questions if you haven't first learned something.
Right.
But put yourself out there. And I am not bashing parents, but what I'm saying to parents is sacrifice now so the child doesn't have to sacrifice later. You know, and that child will then take care of you. Hopefully that's the plan. Right, take care of your generation that's in front of you, because then they're the people that are responsible for taking care of you next. So, and I don't think we get that in terms of parents, and it's not just the parents; it's uncles and aunts. I wish my uncles and aunts would have tried harder. I wish certain people would have tried harder, and not so much I think I deserved it, but I deserved it. Right. They deserve to see the fruits of their labor just as much as I deserve to have the fruits. And we got to get to a point where we are loving on each other and giving each other as much encouragement and love, because planting seeds doesn't always reap stuff. Planting seeds builds foundation, it builds character, it builds drive, it builds character in us. Like, we got to be able, you got to plant seeds of integrity into our children because a lot of them don't have it.
Right.
I just spent the whole summer with various levels of children and creativity and intelligence and just remarkable personalities. But I saw a lot of young people that were coming in that were 17, 18, 19 that did not have basic integrity or character structures in them.
Right.
Basic stuff that they could have just saw and mimicked. So that means they never saw these things in people. And I'm putting that on parents and family and friends.
Comes from the home?
Yeah, it comes. I mean, it's beyond. We can't put everything on the parents, but it's a village.
Right, because sometimes parents can be teaching their children stuff like do this, do that, do the right thing, no to this, no to that. But once they get outside their parents' eyesight, they act a complete nut.
Because and that's the balance of what we were just talking about with Darian, is telling your child no all the time with no open windows, no options. Like, we have to learn how to give young people options, because if you tell them no, the moment they're faced with the opportunity of a yes, whether they with you or not, they will take it.
Right.
Just to take it, because it's I can feel this for a moment, and they're not thinking long term.
Right, like I'm saying, this is no, this is why I'm saying no. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason behind it, because I feel as though
explain stuff to your children.
This and the third, like, oh, okay, I understand why you said no now. So
right.
now I know not to do that. So if I do face with a situation,
and think about it like this,
and just weigh out my options. Like, should I really say no? Should I
think
say
about
no?
it in terms, we all moved out at some point on our own.
Right.
And the first couple weeks, days, probably, hopefully months, you clean like your parents clean or your guardian clean. You went to market like your parents or your guardian did. And if you didn't, that means you didn't really see it. So naturally, I got up and cleaned on Saturday mornings. I went to the grocery store the same time a week my mother did. I washed my clothes the same time. And I did not think about it. And then one day I was like, this is my house. I ain't got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and clean no wall. I ain't got to do this.
Right.
But they learned from behavior that was explained to them. So you have to take that same thing and apply it to every other part of their lives, financially, physically, emotionally. So we're out of time.
Man,
it's been an awesome show. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock with HullyWood, Miss Sweet Baby, all that. We'll be here tomorrow with the Authors and Empowerment Expo's authors. 3 of them will be here tomorrow, so stay tuned, stay locked in for that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be no, we won't be.
Well, thank y'all for
next
tuning
coming
in,
up, right?
everybody,
Well, next show up is It Is What It Is radio show.
Thank y'all for showing
Peace
love.
out.
I love all y'all.
Thank you.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back.